Alright, it is time to do CSS battle. Hopefully it's not as disastrous as yesterday's. We start out on this channel trying to do it the way a relatively new user to CSS battle would do it, so that's what I'm doing. We're going to start by specifying the background of the body is the purple color. Alright, we're well on our way. And then we need 2 elements. Let's go with 2 elements. We're going to use divs because they're the most common thing. Question is, do I want to put one inside the other? I think the answer is yes, I do. So I have that structure. So a div nested in a div. The first one we're going to select here, just using a div selector. We're going to say border. It's going to be about 40 pixels, solid white. And we're seeing both divs there on screen get drawn because this applies to both of them because that's how selectors work. We're going to say border radius, 9 inches, just something big. And we're going to say margin. How do I want to do that? I don't know. Let's say 20, 50. It's not enough. We're going to reload the page to get our extension and do that so we can tell the difference in what's happening. We're going to say 30, must be 25. 25 is correct. And then more on the sides, 60, 70, could be 65. Maybe let's get the height correct. Height, and this is where things are going to get us in trouble. Let's go ahead and select our other div using a child selector. Let's say height 0 for a minute. And then on this one, let's say height 80. Okay, more like 180, 170. Okay, 62. Nope, 68. Oh, doesn't look quite right. 70? That looks worse. 65, 64 is worse. 66, 67, 68, 67 looks best. Don't really like any of them. Okay, but we have the inner div here still doing things. We need to fix that. Let's do border. I don't know what it is. 60 pixels, solid. Is the color still there? It is. Height 0, margin 0. Okay, margin 20. Okay, we're close. We're not right, but we're close. 25. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Now we just need to fix the corner. How do we want to do that? Can we say border? No, we can't. We can do this, I think will work. Corner shape notch, N-O-T-C-H, notch. And then we're going to say border radius. Oh, that's going to break it. What if we say 50 pixels? Well, maybe not. 0, 0. That's what I was afraid of. Yep. Because we said corner shape notch, that changed the shape of the corner. That's not going to make us happy, I don't think. Can I do border top color transparent? I can. rotate 45 degrees, minus. I mean, that's a way to do it. Yeah, let's make sure that's a match before I assume that's a way to do it. Okay. That is indeed a match. Can it be shorter? Of course. We're gonna, oops, not there, here. We're gonna place divs with paragraph tags. This isn't completely gonna work. Maybe it is gonna work. Nope, it's not gonna work because my paragraph tag in the middle disappeared. That's because this selector is now wrong. This needs to be a plus selector and my margin is gonna be all screwy. I don't need these two. It's not gonna make any difference. Let's say margins minus 100 and oh, we're gonna get that going again because of rotation. Right. It's minus 210 and then rotate and then 135 might be close, not quite. 137? Nope, 132. Saves us, I don't know, 15 characters. No, yeah, something like that. 14 characters. Are there other ways to do this? Of course. The we can push all of this stuff up the stack if we want to. So we can select HTML here, put our background up there. Then on the body, we could put probably most of this stuff. Not exactly right, but something. Then I didn't want that paragraph select. Okay, I don't want that in there. I do want this, but now can we play with margins? 70. 5. Okay, now we need to get our paragraph drawing correctly, and we want just one of them now. All right, let's see if we can find our paragraph. It's not on screen that I can tell. Let's make the margin 0. There it is. Let's make this close to 0. Okay. Now let's give it some top margin 10. Nope. Oh, it's minus. Duh. Get rid of the minus. That helps. 20. Let's make this 50, 50, 60. Starting to push the wrong way. Also, we need some border radius here. It's really confusing. Let's copy border radius down to here. We'll get rid of it in a minute. Okay. There's kind of the shape we're looking for. Let's get rid of the rotate, see if we can get it into place. 20, 5, 18, no, 22, 25. Maybe it's just 25. And then put the rotation back. That looks like a match. Yep, that is indeed a match. That's okay. We can tighten some of this up a little bit. So let's change the HTML selector to an ampersand selector. And then I think we can get rid of that, and that's fine. We can also change the body selector to a star. And then we can get rid of this border radius here, because now that star applies to both the body and the paragraph tag. Instead of this entire border statement, we could do something shorter. I think we could say, I don't know if it's shorter, border width 60 pixels. And that's fine. Do we have to have height 0 there? We do. Do we have to have height 170 here? Maybe not. And then we shouldn't need height 0 there. Border color. Border color. I think we can get rid of top. What do we have now? Border color. Oh, that's not a thing. That is a thing. No, we need this one, don't we? No, we need this one. I don't think that saved us any characters. I think that's worse. Whoops. Let's put that back. Yeah, that's kind of where I am on this solution. Let's unit replace, minify, submit, critify. Let's ununit replace. I'm probably going to delete it anyway. When I first saw this, I mean, yeah, you can do this with elements. There's nothing wrong with it. 155 is not a terrible score. But my initial thought was that this is just a radio gradient solution with one little kick. So let's go down that path. Let's just say ampersand selector, and we're going to say background, and the background is going to be a radial gradient. It's going to go from white to purple to white to purple. So it's going to go like that. That's the basic gradient. We're going to, as an aspect ratio, just say 1Q. So it's a circle. And then you can see a little tiny white dot in the middle because none of these have color stops. So I don't know what this is. Let's go with 60 pixels. That actually looks right. And then what is this one? 080 pixels. Can't tell. And then this one's going to be 120 pixels. This one's not 80, it's 90. Nope, 85. 85, which makes this 125. And then I don't need to stop on the last one. So that's got my circles drawn. Now I need to mask off a bit. I need to mask off a quarter of the inner circle. Okay. So I'm going to use the body to do that in theory. We'll see if this actually works. So I'm going to use star to select the body. I'm going to make its background red for right now. There it is. We're going to give it some margin. Margin on top is going to be 80. Close. Right's going to be 200. Bottom's going to be 150. And left is going to be, I don't know what it is, 100 for now. Okay, we do a square. Yay. We just need to make the square better. Let's make this one 50, 30, 40. And then let's push the top down a little more. Maybe it's 100. Nope. 90. Oh, right at the edge. I don't know if this is going to work. Okay. So we have that thing masked off. Now, instead of making it red, we could make it this color. And that probably is a match. It is a match. 134 characters if we minify, but we can probably play one more trick. Maybe. Maybe. Let's go ahead and just unit replace. And it finds nothing. All right, 60 pixels is what in some sort of unit based. The WVH points 7.5 characters. Let's make sure that that still works. That does still work. Okay, I'm going to make a couple changes here. One is I'm going to make the ampersand a star so that my background applies to not just the HTML but also the body. And then I'm going to erase this background. Now, the problem is that the background where it is right there is white. So the reason I replaced this, I think it was 60 pixels, yeah, with 7.5 CH is because I think I can say font 0 and this value effectively becomes 0. So the color stop on the first white is 0. It doesn't draw, so we just get the purple as the middle of a circle of our body. So now we can get rid of that, and technically, I wonder if we can get away with any other 85 pixels is 90Q-ish. Why didn't typing type? Let's see if that's okay. While we're checking, we can look at, oh, that might not be okay. Oh, I see why typing didn't type. Yeah, that's okay. Let's see if we can get away with 132Q. Whoops, not tabs. 132Q. Nope, didn't like that one. Let's look at the diff and see. I mean, yeah, there's an edge there. 133. It's worse. 25 pixels. Yeah, didn't like that either. I didn't suspect it would. Taking up 5 characters. Let's try. I don't know about this. It doesn't look bad. It's one less character. Yeah, it's taking that one. 200. 50%. 90 is going to be, I don't know, 30%-ish. Nope. 35. Getting worse. 25. 28. Nope, wrong way. 22. Looks okay. See if it matches. Yep, that seems okay. And then we want, what is this going to be? Like, I don't know, let's start at 50%. 40. 38. 37. 0.5. Yeah. And last one doesn't matter. So we're down to 122. That's probably as good as I'm going to get today, unless we can get a color to work. I didn't check that. So if we have a white background and we need the purple color, there's no matches. And white and white. Maybe. Maybe. Replace the F5 with this. Let's try. Nope. No happiness. Try one more. Still no happiness. That's surprising. Maybe. That's worse. That's much worse. Yeah, I don't know. Doesn't like it. Let's make sure we're still working. We will. Is there any units to replace? 90Q. There's no units to replace. Let's minify, submit, and final character count's going to be 122 today. That's what I got. Did you do better? Hopefully you did. If you did, let me know. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.